Loose body techniques are traction techniques, okay? We're not gonna know where the piece is going to be, the fragment is gonna be within the joint at any given time. So it's gonna be very inconsistent, very difficult to determine if this is even what we're dealing with, right? So we're gonna go mostly off of history with this. Twinges, sudden, abrupt onsets of pain, catching or locking, things of that sort of nature, but very inconsistent. Stuff that they can do one thing one day, it does absolutely nothing to them, and then the next day it hits them 3 or 4 times, who knows? So we're making these assumptions based on the history in those cases, right? So the technique to correct these is going to be traction with either an external or internal rotation. Okay? We don't know which one's gonna be more effective. On one day it could be external rotation, on one day it could be internal rotation, who knows? The whole idea here is to create space and shake the joint, try and get that fragment to fall out of the joint space into a space that's less irritable, right? These are not corrective techniques, these are buying time, right? Because this is a structural change. You've got something, it's like getting a rock in your shoe. You can do this stuff and shake your foot around all day and get it to go in between your toes or something like that, but eventually it's gonna fall back under your heel and annoy you, right? The only way to fix it is to take the shoe off and dump the rock out. It's the same thing here. So we're just trying to get them through their day, or week, or whatever it might be. So technique is relatively similar here. We're going to get our grasp on the talus, produce some traction, and then all we're going to do is try and shake the joint, right? Internal rotation, external rotation. Okay, so that's one method of doing it. There is one other method. You scooched here, right? Just a little bit. And this is, in this position, we're gonna take my hand, create a diamond shape, get that right up against the talus, like so. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just roll the ankle joint. Traction, roll it. Try and shake that thing out of there. Questions about that?
How long are you typically doing these of those?
Oh, I'll probably do 30 seconds, but I'll do 2 or 3 sets of it in order to make sure I get enough of it. It's easier to do with these than it is to do with like the hip. Right? The hip, you kind of start up high, you shake it on the way down, kind of just dropping your weight, things of that sort of nature. So it's you'll do just kind of repetitions of that. This thing, I can sit here and do this for a while without wearing myself out. So either one works fine for me. All right, so let's get through these things. We have the 2 talocrural